Yo, hello. Not sure if you guys can hear me. Hopefully you can. I don't think anybody's here yet, but I'm going to be posting something on my Instagram real quick to get more people in. So give me one moment while I do that. You know, I remember I used to have a waiting screen. I need to create that again. Something just a draw. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right. Awesome sauce. All right, so I should have it now on this. Sorry guys, like I said, I'm trying to share this. Copy link. Okay. All right, let's do this. I'll do a live real quick, or not live, but story. All right. Hello. What's going on, everybody? I'm about to go live on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be redrawing the Titan King Volume 3 cover. So if you guys want to come and hang out with me, ask some questions, all that jazz, click the link below, and I'll see you there. And that's how you do it, folks. All right. Give me one more second. Link. Paste. YouTube Live. Hang out with me, ask some questions, all that jazz. Click the link. All right. I think, hold on. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully you can hear me. One more second. If you guys are in the chat, say hey, all that jazz, and I'll get to your questions and comments and all that in a few. I'm just trying to make sure I got the audio all good. All right, awesome sauce. So it looks like everything is good. So I hope everybody is doing okay. I haven't done this since last week. DJ Saws, hello. What's going on? Yeah, you're early, I guess. Like I haven't really been doing this. I didn't really tell anybody about it. It's kind of impromptu, but I kind of want to keep on doing this. I did it last week, and I figured it'd be pretty awesome to do it again. Maybe around this time will be the norm for every week. Maybe it'll switch up and I'll do it at nighttime one day. Maybe it'll be in the mornings. I really don't know. But today the stream is going to be me drawing the Titan King cover. So in case you guys don't know, Titan King just came out. Give me one second. Let me do this. All right. Yeah. Titan King just came out. This is, an awesome series by, a really cool dude named Tony Dawkins. I met him, I think once, maybe twice. I think once, definitely, at one of our conventions in Wizard World. Really down-to-earth guy. He's super awesome. Really good colorist. Definitely check him out on Instagram if you guys haven't. It's at Titan King Official. You can check out all of his Titans and designs and all that. It's really, really cool, dude. I kind of want to do another stream next week where I'll be doing the same thing, but for Orisha, Zafe. I, mentioned him in my last stream, but I kind of want to just like redraw, some of the covers that are going to be coming out and, just talk about, Saturday AM stuff. So definitely go to our Saturday AM website. I actually have the link down below if you guys want to check this out. But, this is Titan King Volume 3. It just came out. I believe it came out, if not yesterday, then it came out today, one of the two. But, Tony Dawkins is awesome, so definitely show him some love. You can order this right now. There's, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, all these places that you can go to. But what we're going to do today is draw this cover over. But before I do that, I also want to talk about March Art Madness. So March Art Madness, if you go to events, you will see this. This is a really cool image that me and Oscar Fong, put together. This is Stud versus Viper Neo and De La Spawn, and yeah, March Art Madness is here. I'm not sure if you guys have already uh, you know registered to do this, but if you haven't, definitely hop on it. I believe it starts really really soon. We're being sponsored by the Saturday Wars collectible card game. They're actually going to be having a $500 gift card to the winners. Which, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I'm gonna have there's also a link in description below if you guys want to help fund that game. So definitely, check that out. I'll talk about that probably after this. But if you guys want to check out some of our previous winners, we have a bunch of different. Hold on. Okay, well, I guess they took that away. Last year, I remember there was like posts on this page where you could like basically go check out all of the entries from the previous years. I'm not sure if they still have that. I haven't seen it. This has some of them in this cool little slideshow, but it doesn't show all of them. We have a lot, so yeah, that's probably why, because it a lot of bandwidth. I guess I don't. I'm not really sure. But anyway, all that to say is if you guys want to check out some of our previous years or, be a part of this year, then definitely go to this page and, check it out. Just browse around. One thing I want to say, there was, hold on. Oh, these are the prompts for this week. If you register, then you can get the other 2 prompts as well. So definitely, check that out again if you are interested. Lastly, I want to say that Orsha, I know I said this last week, but the creator of Orsha, Zafe, he actually he started his career by, being inside of March Art Madness. And because of that, it led him to Summer of Manga. And then that led him to be inside of the magazine. And now he has a book out. So, if you guys want to be with Saturday AM in any capacity, March Art Madness is a great way to start. Obviously, you also get to test your skills against a bunch of other people around the world. So again, this is a really good, awesome contest. There are deadlines. There's it'll push you to create more exciting images based off of the prompts that we give you. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. The last thing I want to say was, hold on, let me do this real quick. Saturday AM. Saturday Wars. I'm sorry, Saturday Wars. There you go. All right, so Saturday Wars, excuse me. Saturday Wars is our card game. Saturday Wars collectible card game. It is coming out very soon. If you guys want to, check out more about this, if you want to, look at some videos that explain how to play it, if you want to, just look at some of the artwork. I mean, if you guys want to somehow get in this game, like there's a lot of awesome things that we have in regards to this entire setup. I believe if you are in March Art Madness, one of the prizes is you might be able to design your card. So another incentive to get in March Art Madness. They are actually also I know I already said this, but they're sponsoring March Art Madness as well with the $500 gift card. So another really good thing. But if you go to this website, there's actually a link that says go to GameFound. And GameFound, just fill out this entire thing. But basically, GameFound is kind of like Kickstarter. You just basically say, hey, I want to, contribute to this game being made. So definitely check this out. There's some other stuff that we're going to be putting out in regard to this. But, if you guys want to hop on it right now, this is definitely something that you can do at the moment. So let me go back to Titan King real quick. These are all the books that have come out in the last 3 years. Saturday AM has been very busy. Hold on. By the way, my Volume 5 just came out earlier this year. If you guys have already gotten it, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please leave a review on Amazon because that definitely helps out. Orisha, this is, like I said, another book. I'm going to probably redraw this cover in like one of my next lives. But this guy, did his thing with this book. This book is awesome. So definitely check this out. This is by Zafe. Again, you can find all this on the Saturday AM website. The links are in the description. But right now, we're going to be talking about Titan King. Titan King, Volume 3. I have not gotten it yet, so I'm not really sure exactly what happens in this, but I'm very excited to actually get it. But before I start this, I'm going to read and see if you guys have any comments or questions or anything. And by the way, feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'm going to put this to the side in my other screen. But again, yeah, feel free to ask any questions or make any statements. I'm going to try to answer everything I can while I'm on the stream. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, and I'm not sure if you guys can hear my wife right now. She's vacuuming the house, so that's what that is. If you guys are hearing that, so hold on, let me pause that. All right, so it looks like at the moment I guess I'm boring, so thank you for the one person that's watching this. I really appreciate it. But again, if you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to say, this is definitely one of the things. Definitely, go to this YouTube and let me know. Hold on. Thank you for the one person that's watching this. I really appreciate it. All right. So, it's time to draw Titan King Volume 3. So let's do this. I just had it. Okay, here it is. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Maybe if I turn this down, it'll let me know if there's anybody that comes in. Oh. And I can answer all of the questions I need to answer. All right. So I'm not sure exactly who this guy is. This is, the bad guy of this book. Or, maybe he's been around for a very long time. I'm not really sure, but he looks really cool. Some type of alien dude. If you guys have seen my previous redraw covers, they're kind of sketchy, but like I just kind of add my own style to it and add a little bit of color and stuff just to make them look awesome. But I'm trying to like basically draw the same cover just like with my own twist to it. So that's essentially what this is. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to put that inside the chat. I'm probably going to be here for about an hour and a half. So if you're just coming in, that's totally fine. Just, say hey and, that works for me. Come on, right there. All right. Yeah, I didn't tell anybody about this stream. Maybe next time I'll make sure I post something, but I need to definitely do that because there's like no one here. But I appreciate, again, everybody that will come and see this in the future. I am just going to talk to myself for a little bit. Things that I need to do, things that I haven't done, things that I'm working on, all that stuff. I'm currently working on the Rick and Morty Volume 2, which is, for my first stream, I was actually drawing, a page from that, or inking it. I actually have to ink some more pages, so I might do that maybe tonight or, potentially I'll be doing that over the weekend. Like, it just kind of depends, but... All right, so this dude kind of looks like a king. Maybe he's the Titan King. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think... Do I have Volume 2 of this? I do have Volume 2. Yes, okay. I don't think I've actually gotten a chance to sit down and just read Volume 2. I read Volume 1 a while ago when it came out. But, like, I've just been so busy that I guess I just completely forgot that I had Volume 2. That's insane. But yeah, once I get volume 3, I'm probably just gonna have a binge and just read them all. I think that'd be really cool. I remember the first time, the first time I met Tony Dawkins. I actually have it on in my YouTube channel. You can actually check it out. There's like a time, I think it was when I went to Chicago. It's like a hour video. It's me documenting basically everything that happened when I went on that trip. Or was that Portland? It was both of them. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to do this thing where I was having like different personas. So I would have one persona that would be J.O. in yellow with the yellow glasses, and J.O. in red with the red glasses. And it was funny that Tony had no idea what I was doing. He was like, "What are you doing?" It's ridiculous, and like it was very confused. But he was a good sport. He was like, "That's okay, man. I mean, you're crazy. That's fine. But you could draw good, so we're gonna be friends." And here we are. So I've talked to him a few times. Like I said, just pretty stand up dude. This comic reminds me of like just a bunch of it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z meets giant monsters. Like oh man, I'm trying to think. What is it? Gorilla. Oh, man, what's his name? King Kong versus Godzilla. There you go. Yeah. So like that's basically what Titan King is. Dragon Ball Z meets King Kong versus Godzilla, but with like a different twist, obviously. Like it's not like this giant lion is not King Kong or Godzilla, and he's also not Goku. So like that's obviously it's not verbatim. I would say if it's not that, I would say maybe kind of like Digimon meets Dragon Ball Z, something like that. But really cool. Love the designs. I think that once in the future, once these all become toys, he's definitely gonna make a killing because like there's so many different designs. If you go to his Instagram, I mean, you'll see several different designs. Like this dude was going ham for a while. I think Saturday AM they put out a like a mini video basically having all of his designs to like promote the book and stuff. And it was a pretty cool like nod to all of his designs that he's been working on over the last year or so. So I mean, yeah, definitely check out Tony Dawkins. He's a really cool dude. All right, I'm trying to get all this drawn out real quick. And again, if you guys have any questions or if you want to say anything, put them in the comments down below, and I will answer whatever you guys have in mind at the moment. Currently living right now in South Carolina, and because of all the fires that are currently going on in North Carolina, my wife said that she was walking our dogs, and she could smell like the fire. So like I had no idea whether or not it's like moving its way here, but I mean that's insane. She just told me that like right before I started everything, so my mind is thinking about that right now. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to move again. Like, it's like, gee whiz. I mean, I guess every place has its own natural disasters, but I mean, North Carolina just had the hurricane, which is crazy because they're in the mountains. So, what's even crazier is like my wife and I, like she was pregnant when this happened, and we were living in Asheville, and then she moved, or like we moved like a week before. We didn't even know that the storm was actually coming. Like it was definitely a godsend because like no clean water. She was drinking like a gallon a day, so like it was pretty insane. Yo, what's going on? Kudohige, D Teach, hello, what's going on? Blackbeard, Corruption Gamer 4, Olo, how's it going? But anyway, yeah. So I mean, that was crazy. Like I had no idea that the storm was coming, and like it destroyed like everything. And like we had like a few dog parks that we would go to, and when we found out that the storm had like destroyed everything, we actually were looking at aerial views of like the dog park that we would go to and like all these other places, and like it was just insane. Like, and so like we obviously we got in contact with our friends that are down there. Luckily all of them were okay, but like obviously like it was just a really bad time. And like it kind of reminds me of like when like I grew up in New Orleans, and when I was in New Orleans, I was 14 when Katrina hit, and like that was insane. So like my mom had just gotten like remarried. It was my brother and I and my grandmother, and like at the time she was like, "Hey, let's go to the Superdome." And I'm really glad we did not do that because all of the horror stories that we heard, like it was pretty insane. But yeah, I mean, we instead wound up going to what's it called? Um, this small town in Alabama. My music teacher, who was kind of like my uncle. I had known him my entire life. Like he had family up there, and every time there was any type of um, any type of like hurricane or whatever, we would just like go with him to uh, this small town. And it was really a godsend because like had we gone to the Superdome with my grandmother, who was like, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s at the time, like it was pretty bad. So like I'm glad that we didn't do that. But whatever. I'm saying all that to say is like, I had no idea that like that was gonna happen again in my lifetime. But I guess as you get older, you see, things repeat, obviously, and there's definitely more and more climate driven, stuff that's happening, more and more. So I guess it makes sense. Anyway, in case you guys don't know what I'm drawing, I'm currently drawing the Titan King Volume 3 cover. Hold on. I'm going to put this right here above me. Try to make it a little bit bigger so that way you guys can see what I'm drawing. And I'm trying to like shut this off. So I either have to make this entire thing smaller, which I guess I can do, but it kind of just messes up the flow. Yeah, it just messes up the flow. I'm gonna do that. Maybe that'll be okay. I need to get a better setup. I had a better setup when I was doing those lives, but it ended now, so whatever. Anyway, in case you guys don't know, I'm actually going to be in the future, if you guys want, I might be doing some more lives again where I'm just reading your comic. However, the stipulation, the thing that's gonna like prevent that from happening is if you guys don't want it. And the only way I'm gonna do it is if I'm getting more patrons to sign up for my Patreon. And everybody that signs up for my Patreon, those patrons are the people that I'm gonna read the comics for. So it's like $5 a month. And if you guys have several comics, or if you have a series, or whatever, I'm gonna be reading your comic. I'm not sure if you guys want that because no one has told me, but that was something that I thought of. I thought that'd be pretty cool. So if you guys do find that to be interesting, or maybe something that you would want to participate in, there is a link in the description box below where basically if you become a patron of mine and send me a message, then I will make it I'll actually do that for you guys. But just keep that in mind. Something to think about. All right, so I need to no bring him up a little bit. Hold on. I was gonna zoom in because I'm trying to draw. It's not gonna zoom in. It's not gonna zoom in. That sucks. All right, well, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna zoom in on I I want to say Dante, but that's not his name. And Rex Leo is the lion's name. Eli. There you go. Is it Eli? I think it's Eli. It's been a while. I haven't gotten a chance to read it in a while, but I was trying to zoom in on the main character right here so I can get him. Eli Santos. Yeah, I thought so. Eli Santos. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I mean, what is... I don't want to mess it up. We have a lot of characters, and I also have a lot of stuff going on, so that is the reason why I forgot his name. But anyway, after I'm done sketching this out, I'm going to sketch ink it. And after I do that, I'm going to add some color. And like I said, I'm probably only going to be live for about an hour, hour and a half. So again, if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to answer, please, put them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer whatever you guys have for me. It's a pretty sick coat. It's got fur on it. He's like, I'm awesome. And even though you can hold me in your palm of your hand, I'm going to mess you up. I don't think that's what he's saying, but that's what I'm putting to this character. So. How about this? Have you guys watched any anime recently? Any new anime? Anything you guys are excited about coming out? Anything like that? Comments down below. Let me know. I was rewatching what's it called? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm on Stone Ocean right now, so I'm on the last one that's currently out. I'm looking forward to the next one because I haven't that's a series that I'm really intrigued by but have never read. So like I know that there's 2 more parts, but I have no idea like what happens in them. I technically know that one of them, I think the next one, if I'm not mistaken, is like a different universe. I think both of them are technically a different universe. It's not going to be the same Joestar family. But this one, the next one is kind of like, I think, a horse race or something like that. I was looking into it. I was like, oh, wow, that sounds pretty interesting. Like, how are they going to do, like, the stands? Like, how does that work? Like, is it incorporated with their horses? Like, I don't know. Like, it kind of reminds me of, well, based off of what I was reading, it kind of reminded me of, like, the Grand Prix race that Speed Racer had, and, like, a few other old cartoons used to do. It was like a cross country, and you had to like race something. I thought that was pretty interesting, but it's with horses, so it'll be a little bit, different. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Whenever that comes out, I think that'd be pretty interesting. What about you guys? If you guys have any anime or manga that you are looking forward to, or that you're currently watching, let me know. I finally finished up Kimetsu no Yaiba. Which is awesome. I very much so like it. I'm really looking forward to the very last part now, which I decided to like start reading just because I was like, I gotta wait until this movie comes out. And it's not just one movie, it's like a trilogy, which I mean makes sense. I mean, there's so many things that happen. Like I actually, right after finishing up the series, like the animated series, I realized, by looking at the manga, I was like, how many, chapters are left? It's like 50 or 60 chapters left. I'm like, okay, well, there's obviously a lot of stuff that needs to happen. So I was like, all right, well, let me just start reading it. Cause like, if I'm watching it, then I'm just gonna have to wait for a while before I actually get a chance to look at it all. But that was something that I also watched recently. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty interesting. All right. Yeah, if you guys have a manga or anything that you're watching, let me know. I'm not sure if I'm doing this completely right, but I think it's coming out okay. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you are, please put a like in the comments below. Even if you have to leave, put a like as you exit. Like, I mean, whatever. That would be great. I would very much so appreciate it. All right, so should I make him smaller or make him bigger? I think I gotta make Rex Leo bigger. One of the perks of digital is you can just select it, press Control T, and then drag it to be a little bigger. So much easier than erasing and doing all this other stuff. All right, so now add some speed lines. And we're gonna add Titan King. Whenever I write or do any type of logo, I always make sure that I have the space that I need for said logo. And the way I do that is I make these triangles. Wow, triangles. I make these rectangles where like I can then fill in the space of like all the letters. And that way I'm not just like blindly writing these letters and then I run out of space and then I gotta either press Control Z a bunch of times or erase it and do it all over again. So yeah. So I'm not sure if that would help you out, but if so, by all means, check it out. Check out that that's awesome technique. What? All right. So I right there. All right. So Titan King. We're gonna add some more speed lines. Okay. So now make that blue pencil. Add another layer. And now it's gonna be inking it. So let's do that. Hold on. Now I might go live on my Instagram as well. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. Give me one moment. It's probably not gonna be for too long if I do it on my Instagram, but I do think that would be probably a good way to get more people in. Because I didn't promote this at all, which I definitely should have before I did anything. But hold on, let me do this real quick. All right, let's do this now. Okay, hold on. Let's do it. Hello. I am currently live on YouTube right now, and I decided to go live also on Instagram. I am currently drawing or redrawing the cover for Titan King. I just laid out my pencils, and now I'm about to do some inks and then add some color. So if you guys want to see what I'm drawing, definitely head on over to my YouTube channel and check that out and say hey once you get there, so that way I know you're there. I'm probably only going to be on live Instagram for a little bit just to get more people in. But how's it going, everybody? case you guys have missed it, I was talking about Titan King Volume 3. This book just came out, and to celebrate Tony Dawkins, I decided to draw or redraw the cover. So you guys can definitely check that out right now on my YouTube channel. I'm live right there right now. I actually want to go live probably next week as well, where I'll redraw the cover of Orsha, because I did not do that last week when I was live, and I figured, you know what, that would be a really cool video, potentially, I guess. So, what's going on, Parallel Universe? Hello, hello. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to answer, feel free to put that in the chat. Whether you're on YouTube or you're on Instagram, whatever works. But let me know. I had a question for my YouTube audience. I was asking if you guys are looking forward to any anime or new manga or anything like that. So Instagram, if you guys are looking forward to anything, let me know. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well, man. Thank you for asking. I'm kind of tired. I've been working on a bunch of different projects. This is kind of like my downtime where I'm just, trying to draw something real cool, real quick. I didn't want to draw anything too detailed. And, I figured the sketch covers that I had been doing were really fun. So I figured I'd do a sketch cover for the Titan King volume as well. And but I'm doing pretty well. I'm kind of hungry as well, so I might be doing that for a while. Might be eating right after this. Overall I'm doing pretty well. How about you, man? Are you doing all right? Yeah, man. Yes, tired. Hope you're doing well as well. I'm not sure where you're at, but I know that right now, in North Carolina, they're going through those fires again. I was actually talking about that on my YouTube channel. My wife, she, went to go walk out her dogs like right before I got on YouTube, and she says she could smell the smoke. So like I'm not really sure exactly how prevalent it is right now, but I know that they have had those wildfires and they're spreading. Some of them I think were prescribed fires, which my understanding is they like set some stuff on fire specifically to thwart off the fire. Like I'm not really well versed in all of that, I guess. But as far as I understand it, that was like, meant to catch on fire. Whereas the other fires, the wildfires, are spreading. She said she could smell it. So I was like, man, that's insane. So hopefully you're not around that right now. You've been better. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, man. I hope, if you're doing anything like right now, like hopefully everything is going out okay. I understand, everybody could definitely be doing better. That's for sure. But, hopefully tomorrow's better and the day after that and so on and so forth. So just keep going, keep on doing what you need to do. It's that's the advice I tell myself all the time. I'm just like, hey man, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I actually, I've been looking more into like AI stuff, trying to, just not necessarily like for drawing and art and stuff, but like just to like figure out more about AI and like how to, incorporate that in whatever else I'm trying to do, whether it's art or whatever. So like that's been something I've been, diving into a little bit more. So like that's been pretty interesting. Oh, you just had surgery. Oh man. Well, I hope that you have a speedy recovery, man. I'm not sure exactly what you had to go into surgery for, and you don't have to tell me. But I hope you feel better, man. I'm sorry about that. I had surgery when I was 25. I remember it was I still have the scar. Like it was crazy. Like I I had I don't have to get into it, but all you need to know is I had surgery when I was 25. Like it sucked. I remember right after it, my brother came, and he would make me laugh because like he's a pretty funny guy, and it hurt every time I laughed, and like the way it hurt was like it was funny, but it still hurt. So like I couldn't stop laughing, but like it was just hurting more and more. So it was just like a vicious cycle of like just laughter and pain. It was pretty funny. And he also introduced me to this one TV show called The Review, which I'm not sure if you guys have ever checked out. It's pretty hilarious. And he also introduced me to what was it called? Oh man, what is that? Nathan For You. That's also hilarious. That was really really good. So, but yeah, like he introduced me to those shows when I was recovering from my surgery as well, and it was hilarious. So I'm back, Jay. Sorry for the disappearance. Oh, no problem, man. I'm talking to somebody right now on YouTube. If you guys want to see what I'm drawing, definitely go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my last story. You guys can check out what I'm drawing. I am currently redrawing the cover for Titan King Volume 3. It just came out. So, definitely go support them if you guys want to go check out that comic manga. I use comic and manga interchangeably, even though there's definitely a difference. But, yes, this manga just came out. This is, I would say Digimon meets Dragon Ball Z, or Giant Monsters meets Dragon Ball Z. Very, very cool series. I have actually only fully read Volume 1. Volume 2 I have, but I haven't gotten a chance to actually read it. And, I very much so like the monster designs. That's like one of my favorite things about Titan King. I think the author is awesome. I've met him only once, but like he was really cool, down to earth guy. Tony Dawkins is really really cool. He's a great colorist. I love his monster designs. I can't draw monsters like unless I'm like redrawing somebody's monsters. So like to have like the creativity to draw and create as many Titans as he did, like it's crazy. So like, I definitely give him his flowers for that. Like, he's a really cool dude. So definitely check him out. Definitely go check out his book, Titan King Volume 3. It's currently out. You can read Volume 1, 2, and 3. They are for sale on our website. I have all these links in my description box below, so definitely do that if you can. All right. Hey, this is ET Manga, but I rebranded. Oh, nice. Hello, 808 Inks. Awesome sauce. Is the 808 like 808 beats, I guess? Yeah, something like that. What would you say is the biggest difference between comics and manga? The biggest difference. Oof, that's a good one. Obviously, I would say art style, that can be one of them. It's the rhythm mainly of like how the story is told. I think that's a definitely big one. What else? One thing that I heard a long time ago that like kind of resonated with me was that when you're reading a comic, it's kind of like you're being told a story. Whereas when you're reading a manga, you're living that story out with that character. So like that was something that kind of resonated with me. I've never forgotten that. So yeah, like I think it just kind of depends on a lot of different factors. But like I would say like those are probably the biggest ones that stand out to me right now. Yo, big fan, Dark Coliseum. Hello. Thank you for being a big fan. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments on my Instagram or on my YouTube, whichever. I'm right here again on Instagram. If you guys want to see my art, the thing that I'm drawing currently, definitely go to my YouTube channel. I have the link in my description. I have the link in the last story that I just put up. So definitely go check it out if you guys want. I'm probably only going to be live for a little bit longer on my Instagram. But definitely go to my YouTube channel and, hang out with me a little bit more. I'm probably only going to be live in total for like another hour or so. Yeah, I just kind of want to finish up this image and then I'm going to call it quits for the day. But Bond said, hey, what's going on, man? He said hi, but Hello, hello. The lag haunts you. Haunts you. Thank you, Spider the Lag Man. I appreciate it. Bond says character design is the reason I'm planning on writing books and not comics. Hey man, you know, if you like drawing, but you are having issues with character design or anything like that, I actually put uh, all of my tips and tricks inside of my comic book tips and tricks ebook. And you can check that out. The link is in the description. But I talk about, you know, creating characters, and you know, I even have a section in there. It's like the drawing basics. You know, the J. Odin way. So I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff inside the ebook. If you guys, you know, are if you wanted to draw, but you just don't know where to start or how to do it, I mean, you know, that's definitely, you know, a resource that I've, you know, created for, you know, people like you. So definitely check that out if you are interested. It's $10. It's like 200 something pages, a little bit longer than that actually. So yeah, but yeah, you know, writing books is definitely fun. You know, you still have to explain what the character looks like though. So like, I guess it just kind of depends on, you know, how you do that. But if you're just like having, I guess, issues like, you know, making that character look cool or, you know, whatever, then I mean, I get it. Like I still have issues with that. Cause like my entire thing is like, I want to make them look cool, but I also want them to be, not only memorable, but I also want them to be easy enough to draw to where not only can I draw them quickly enough so that way I can get through a lot of my pages, but I also want, you know, whoever wants to draw fan art to like instantly know, oh, okay, this is how I draw this character. So like, you know, that's usually what I think about whenever I'm doing my characters. There's some other stuff, but that's, you know, definitely one of the big things. Indefinite. Hello, hello. What's going on? But anyway, yeah, hello. Everybody's waving. I'm waving back at you. Hello. That's on my Instagram. But yeah, for Instagram, if you guys would like to check out the drawing that I'm currently drawing right now, definitely go to my YouTube channel. I'm live right now redrawing the cover of Titan King Volume 3. I'm celebrating Tony Dawkins because his Volume 3 just came out. Really cool dude. I met him a while ago in Chicago. I actually have that entire video on my, you know what? I'll link that probably in the comments, that, you know, entire trip, because that was a pretty fun trip. That was a while ago. That was like 2019, 18. Like it was a while ago, but 17, like, yeah, I think it was 18. I'm pretty sure it was 18. Like it was a while ago, but that was a really fun. That was when we were going on all these trips for Wizard World, and that was it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Again, if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to answer, you know, please feel free to put them inside the comments down below. I will be answering whatever question you guys have, even if it's not about comics. You know, within reason. Like I'll probably answer all those questions. So, you know, definitely, you know, put that in the comments below if you guys have any burning questions you'd like to ask me. You are one of the artists that inspired me to take art seriously 5 years ago. For real. Thanks. Oh, wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Dark Coliseum. Thank you, man. You know, I really appreciate, definitely getting, being some type of influence for anybody. So like, I'm really glad that I was an influence on you. You know, I hope that you don't give up if you're, you know, still on your journey. You know, drawing is, you know, definitely not the easiest. It's not the hardest, but it definitely can be, you know, a lot more daunting if you are always in your head and, you know, second guessing yourself and all this other stuff. So like, hopefully you're not doing that. Hopefully you're, you know, having fun with every stroke of the pen. And yeah, you know, I'm glad that I could, you know, be any type of inspiration to anybody. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What program are you using to draw? I am currently using Clip Studio Paint. I think that Clip Studio Paint is, in my opinion, one of the best ones because it has pretty much everything. You know, it has several different brushes and pen types and tones, and you can color with it. You can do pretty much everything that you can do inside of Photoshop with Clip Studio Paints. I mean, obviously Photoshop it can do a little bit more, but when it comes to comic books, Clip Studio Paint's where it's at. I've been using Clip Studio Paint since it was called Manga Studio EX5 or something like that. I've been using it since I was a junior in high school. I think is when I first started using it. So it's been a minute. But yeah, this is Clip Studio Paints. I at one point in the future I'll probably have some type of affiliate link that you guys can check out if you want to have this be something that you download and use. But it's pretty cool. I think every month I pay like $7 for this like pro version, which allows me a few things. One of the main things is the story mode. I really enjoy that, which I'll probably get into in another video. But all you need to know is that it essentially allows me to have all of my comic book pages on the side, and I can just go to it whenever I want. So it's pretty cool. The parallel universe, dude, that is awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Indefinite. I used to second guess everything I came up with, and it kept me from making progress for a long time. Yeah, man. You are your worst enemy. That goes for me as well. Like I second guess things on a regular basis. Definitely for a lot of things. So like, I mean, it's definitely something that you gotta just like get out of your own head sometimes and say, you know what? Let me just make this decision. Let me just do it. Let me just see how it turns out. Don't make rash decisions, obviously, but definitely don't let your overthinking stop you from getting to the next step. So that's definitely something I want to say. Do you think you'll ever make a Hammer and Chicken Fight crossover? That would be awesome. I would love that. I actually wanted to draw a oh man, what was it? Inside of the Bird Kingdom, there was a part where Stud fought this giant chicken named Clucky inside of the magazines. He didn't have any metal powers, but like that was my intention at the time, was to actually have him fight a Clucky inside of the what was it? The treasure room. Like I thought that would be really cool, which it would have been really fun. And to be honest with you, that was the original goal, but so many things like got not necessarily in the way, but like I had to like, okay, one thing that you guys will all if you draw comics professionally, you'll get to a point where you understand this, but page restraints and what else, deadlines and a lot of other things will get in the way of an original idea. So like originally, before I was doing this for a living and trying to do this for a living and trying to make this even more exciting for everybody that's reading it, like I did have that idea where he was going to be fighting Clucky inside of like this treasure room. However, like as I got older, not only did I realize what I need to do is create a story that's going to be exciting for everybody, regardless of whether or not you know who Clucky is, but also I needed it to be like, I needed every chapter to work in a certain way, so that way I could tell the story faster, so that way I could get to the next step, so I can get to the next step, and so on and so forth. Like, I mean, it's not necessarily like, how can I say this? I didn't necessarily cut out the entire idea, but like I reworked it in a way to where it would make more sense. And like that's the reason as to why like Clucky was not inside of the Bird Kingdom, for instance. But again, like this is I'm kind of going on a tangent right now, but basically I definitely had an idea where he was going to be in the Bird Kingdom, but things change for sure. So in the future, I don't know if I will do a crossover. It will be I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I would make that crossover. Like, so initially, what it was going to be a long time ago when I first came up with the idea for Hammer. Um, Hammer is a comic book that's inside of the Chicken Fight universe, and uh, the creator of it was Johnny Mo, because Johnny Mo was essentially me. So like I actually drew a I was trying to draw like it's kind of like an anthology, but it was Johnny Mo who came up with all these different stories. So like Liar Game, or not Liar Game, I'm sorry. Well, Liar Game is an awesome manga. If you guys ever want to check that out, definitely do so. But Liar, the comic I drew for that was in there, I believe. Phobia, I think, was in there. Like all of the one shots that I had were actually a part of Johnny Mo's one shot book. And like it was all connected to where Johnny Mo, I still have these pages. Like maybe one day I'll put it out and like you guys can check it out and see exactly what it was gonna be. But I mean it was really fun. And like, so that's essentially what it was going to be at first. Like, Johnny Mo was the creator of Hammer. So, eventually that changed because I got older and I was like, it's to explain all of this, all of the meta, context and like all this other stuff. Like it was too much. It was too insane. And on top of that, like I just, trying to tie in every single series that I ever came up with or every story. Like it's not that like it's not fun, but it's definitely, losing the focus of like the actual thing I'm trying to do. And like, at the time, I don't think I was, uh, you know, as knowledgeable as I am currently on drawing comics. Like if I had the chance to go back with all the knowledge that I have right now, I would definitely make it, and it would be a little bit different for sure. I mean, if I had all the knowledge that I have now, then Hammer would have been like a lot shorter. Every single volume would have been, a kingdom. That was my original idea, but I mean, it was a lot of stuff in my head, but yeah, maybe one day, maybe one day. Boot Chain Comics, hi Jay, keep up the great work. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That would be dope. PG40, yes, it would have been. It would have been very cool. Again, if you guys want to check out what I'm drawing right now, definitely go to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be answering some questions there. It says probably that would have been so cool. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I have to go, but thanks for the advice. Bond, no problem, man. I hope you enjoy your day. Indefinite, did you model the world of Hammer after the world of One Piece? And do you have a map of the Hammer world? I do have a map of the Hammer world. And, it's not necessarily like, it obviously, it's not the One Piece world. Did I model it after the One Piece world? Not necessarily, because it's not like, at the time of me creating Hammer, I didn't even know exactly what the One Piece world looked like. And like it's just gotten bigger and bigger, to be honest, because like that series is massive. So like what I wanted to do was just create a world that had a bunch of different continents, or a few continents, and a bunch of different kingdoms. And I came up with like a large part of this series a long time ago. It's definitely changed a lot more since I first came up with it. Again, because of a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons why I've changed a lot of Hammer is because I want it to be more exciting. It can't just be for me. It can't just be for all of my hardcore fans. Like I want everybody to like Hammer. I want anybody to pick it up and say, "Wow, this is interesting." So there's a lot that goes into like every decision that I made, but like Hammer's changed like drastically compared to like what it used to be. And in the very beginning, when I first came up with the series, like yeah, it did have, I do have a map of it still somewhere, but it basically was, meant to just basically be a smaller. How can I say this? I've always envisioned Hammer as my own adventure manga, like One Piece. Like obviously it's not One Piece, but like I wanted it to be something that gave that same feeling, something to make you say, "Wow, this was really really fun to look at. I can't get enough." that was always the intention. What's up, King? Thank you, Laz the Beast. I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't think I'm a king, but thank you for giving me that title. I appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, so like I always wanted to like create a story that like had that same feeling. So because of that, like I kind of just tried to take those same principles and um add it into my own like ethos, I guess, the storytelling. So yes, it definitely has that adventure feel. If it feels a little bit like One Piece, like that definitely was the intention in the very beginning. So that's probably why you feel that way if you do feel that way. But ultimately, like it's not One Piece. It is Hammer. Like it is, it's just supposed to have that same feeling. Like I don't know how else to explain it. So yeah. Can you have them fight in a standalone book? Can I have Chicken Fight, Johnny Mo fight Stud in a standalone book? To be honest with you, Johnny Mo would lose. Like he would not win. Like Johnny Mo was perfectly equipped to fight chickens. Like he was not equipped to fight a metal fighter. Like that's not like I mean I will say. Okay, all right. This is gonna be a long rant, but just bear with me. At the very beginning of my entire comic book journey, and trying to create all these cool stories and all this other stuff, I thought of like essentially an entire universe. And throughout this entire universe, like I had little MacGuffins that would like appear throughout every single other book. So like this is the reason why everything was like connected. So like in the very 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 beginning of my series or my universe, there were 3 items and 3 entities. And depending on which item each entity grabbed, they became either God, Satan, or something else. Obviously this is not a biblical view of the world. Like this is, pure imagination. But essentially, those 3 items were, all different. I think one of them was a coin, which I show inside of HPH, which is Hell, Purgatory, Heaven, a story that's in my one-shot book. It's also in the first version is actually inside of my J.O. Oldie, so you guys can check that out if you want. But yeah, that coin was in there, basically, giving chance, as like this ultimate arbiter of decision making. I don't know, but I mean, whoever got the coin became Lucy. And then there was what was it? A pin? I think it was a pin, and the pin was a creator. So that was Omni. And then there was a locket, which was. I forgot exactly who got that, but basically something happened where the 3rd entity died and the locket became like something else that fell onto the planet. So now this locket is something that like I came up with another story. I think there's like 2 chapters inside of the J and Oldies. It's called Locket. But essentially inside of that world, there was these 2 brothers that realized that free will was the reason why everybody does evil things, and like their entire goal was to basically kill the 8 like demigods essentially that created this planet. And in order to do that, they were getting the locket because the locket could like take people's powers. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it was. So throughout that entire book, the reason why they were able to fight those demigods is because they were using soul. So soul eventually evolved into Z energy, because I think Z energy not only sounds cooler in my opinion, but also it's a little bit easier to understand like the effects of using it, and makes you more tired and stuff like that. The Ink Slicer, Jay, huge fan. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm explaining my old universe that no longer exists. But yeah, there was a what's it called? So this locket, like the brothers, they were like fighting these demigods, and the reason why they were able to fight them is because they were using soul, which I actually kind of hint at inside of Chicken Fights. I talk about a brother or one of the guys that like was using his soul. This is what Trish, I think, was teaching Johnny Mo, if I'm not mistaken, like during that entire training arc, like that one chapter that they had when they were training for 6 months. But that is the story that she was referencing, and basically what I wanted to do was eventually get to a point where I would tell all these stories and they would all have like some type of connecting aspect. So you have, HBH talking about the coin and the pin, and then you have Locket, which talks about the locket, and then you have Chicken Fight, which talks about Z energy and stuff. But like that basically translated into the creator Johnny Mo creating Hammer, and then Hammer like kind of like is just like a giant imagination. So like there was several different things that I had in my head when I was like originally coming up with this, and a lot of the notebooks that I have like kind of explain this, so I could probably go into more depth in the future, potentially. I'm not sure if I ever do that, but it definitely changed as I got older. As I got older, I started realizing, you know what, connecting everything in this way isn't what I should do in terms of like trying to create something that has mass appeal. Yes, I mean, I admittedly still, think that what I was creating at the time was, still pretty cool, pretty interesting, pretty entertaining, but knowing everything I know now about like, the industry and everything else, like I don't think it would have worked out that way unless I was substantially smarter and I had all the knowledge that I currently have. And, if I used that to create what I, should have been able to create during that time. I didn't have any of the knowledge that I currently have. So like, that's the reason why none of this is ever going to be put out in that way. But, yeah. So, inside of that entire rant, there was, the question, would I ever have them fight? Have like a standalone book? And to be honest with you, I probably not, mainly because like I'm just really busy right now and I have a lot of other stories that I would like to tell, and I feel like if I have the time to draw those stories, I would probably focus on telling those stories as opposed to revisiting a character and having them fight another one of my characters. I think if there was enough demand for it and I knew I could make some money off of it, then yeah, sure, why not? But I don't think there's a lot of demand for it. So like that's the main reason why I'm probably not going to do that. So to answer your question, sorry for the long-winded answer, but yeah. Anyway, again, in case you guys don't know, I'm currently redrawing the cover of Titan King Volume 3. It is on my YouTube channel. You guys can go check it out right now. Definitely, you can ask questions. If you have any more questions, please put them in the comments on my Instagram or in my YouTube, and I will answer them. Have you guys seen that new show on Netflix called The Residence? Oh man, that was a great series. It was 8 episodes long. It was very, very cool. It's a mystery set in the White House. Like it was really awesome. Like I loved that show. Like that show was so good. I hope that they have another season. Like, it was only one season. And to be honest with you, hold on. I'm drawing this wrong. And to be honest with you, like, if it was just one season, like, that technically I guess would be enough. I don't want them to, just make something up and, fail and tarnish what they have already created. Like that would suck, and that happens too often. But if they had something that was just as good, if not better, like I would 100% be down for it. Like I would love that. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that was a great show. Definitely check it out if you guys have not. It's called The Residence on YouTube, not YouTube, Netflix. It's a mystery set in the White House. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, guys, I'm almost done with the inking. This is obviously, like I said, very sketchy. I'm going to be adding some colors to it soon. So definitely check it out on my YouTube channel. If you would like to, hang out there, please go there. I'm actually going to be ending the stream on my Instagram soon. And then I'm going to just focus on my YouTube because I'm only going to be live for another 30 minutes. Let me see if I can answer some more questions. That would be cool, especially if at the end of one book you kind of introduce the next book or character. No, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, man. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you're referencing all of like that entire universe that I came up with. And yeah, that would have been really fun. And to be honest with you, I mean, if I could revisit, like if I hadn't had the knowledge that I currently have now and I went back in time and, did everything again, I would definitely do it in a different way. Um, one thing that I've learned that I really kind of want to, just drive home to everybody that wants to create a story or a comic or anything like that, or a manga or, whatever. Just, you don't know if your audience is going to be big. So try to think about a story that feels like a movie. Meaning, if you draw this story and you are able to finish it in one book, like, let's say that The Residence, it was 8 episodes long. If The Residence was a manga and it was just like one volume, like it was a really awesome volume. So I would hope and assume that a lot of people would buy that volume. But if no one did, at least now okay, I didn't waste all this time just drawing this one thing. So like let me, do another story. Not to say that you're wasting your time, working on your passion. Like that's not what I'm saying. But my point is that you want to have a lot of different stuff out there like that could potentially break through and become something super mainstream. So one of the pieces of advice that I've given some of my patrons who were in my mentorship program was, if let's say you have one story that you put all of your heart and soul in, and that one story goes nowhere, like, that would suck. I mean, hopefully, obviously, if it became really big, that'd be awesome. But if you just did one story and it didn't go anywhere, that would suck. However, if you have 10 stories that like came up with, and every single one of them was like one volume long, but one of them became really popular, you just had 10 chances to like break through that wall of mainstreamness, which is a weird word to say. But like you had 10 chances to basically get to that point, is what I'm saying. So all of that to say is, come up with a bunch of different stories. Be very creative. Come up with, story after story, draw them, write them out, like, but like have them be complete. And this is the reason why I was saying, try to think of it like a movie. One of the things that I said a while ago, I was talking about I was talking about Iron Man #1. The first volume, or the first movie of Iron Man, was awesome. And had that ended and it wasn't like as popular as it was, I mean, it still would have been a pretty decent movie. I mean, obviously it was a huge hit, and that, kind of was the catalyst to the gigantic Marvel cinematic universe that we have currently. But my point is that like having that one volume come out, or that one movie, like it had a beginning, middle, and end. I mean, it kind of left it on a, not necessarily it left on a cliffhanger. It kind of was, because it had the post credit scene at the end. But ultimately, like, you got a full story inside of that one movie. And like that's what I'm trying to tell everybody else. Like, if you're gonna be writing a story, try to think of it like that. Because again, if it doesn't go anywhere, I mean, you're just essentially wasting more and more of your time and resources on working on something that no one wants to look at. Whereas if you do one movie or book like this, and then you do another book like that, and they're both independent stories that people can pick up whenever they want and read it, like, you have a lot more chances of breaking through and making this more of a career. So, just food for thought. I might talk about that later in the future, but I always thought that was a really interesting take. I heard that a long, long time ago. For whatever reason, it never stuck until I got older, and here I am. So, once you finish Hammer, are you going to remain with Saturday AM, or would you try to pitch something to Image, Marvel, or DC? To be honest with you, I love Saturday AM. I think Saturday AM is awesome. I if once I finish up Hammer, like to be honest with you, I might work on another series. With Saturday AM, I might be doing that while I'm working on Hammer. It just kind of depends. I don't see myself like leaving, like saying deuces, I'm going somewhere else. But I mean, like if anything, I'll probably just pitch another story. I have several in my head. Like one of them is called Bounty Hatters, which is a really cool story I have in my head. I would love to draw it in the future, and it kind of is based off of Saturday AM stories. Just things that we've gone through. Like this would be kind of like my retelling with a twist, essentially. So I would love to do that. I think that'd be really fun. But I have a bunch of other stories that I have in my head, that I would love to work on. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. If Marvel or DC came to me, to be honest with you, I would work with them, but it would be completely different. Like it would be more of like, hey, do you want to draw an issue or a run of this particular comic? Do you want to draw a run of Spider-Man or a run of Batman or something like that? And I think that'd be awesome, and I would love that. But the difference with Saturday AM is I can create a story on my own. Like this is its own intellectual property, essentially. Meaning that in the future, like if Hammer got like super popular and I've finished up my run with it, somebody else could draw it, and I would still like it would be basically its own property, like Batman. So somebody else would draw it, but I would just give some like what's the word I'm looking for? Some advice, some suggestions, stuff like that. Kind of like Boruto and Naruto, and how like that kind of continued, even though like Masashi Kishimoto isn't the one necessarily writing it anymore. He might be, but I mean I know he's not drawing it anymore. Like so it'll be something like that, potentially with Saturday AM. Like who knows? Like the future. There's so many things that could happen. Like so, I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm open to a lot of stuff. I would love to draw something for Marvel or DC. I think that'd be great. But at the same time, I'm not really in a rush. Like I'm currently working on another book right now. Like I said, the Rick and Morty. So I just want that to be big enough to get the attention of other people. I think that'd be really awesome. So yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff right now to hopefully position myself in the future to have something like that. But I guess this is the last thing I'll say about it. When it comes to working with Saturday AM, I love Saturday AM specifically because like it's such a different type of company, and like I'm an owner in the actual, like I own part of Saturday AM, like so I think it's it'd be foolish of me to just be like deuces, I'm out of here. Like I wouldn't want to do that. So yeah. You could be like Stephen King, where all of his stories are in the same world universe. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. If you rewind or try to look at this in the future, like I kind of explained all of my universe, or at least what it was going to be. It's not going to be that anymore. I mean, if I do something like that now, it'll be more of like me like improvising, which I mean, if I become as good of an improviser as like Oda or Stephen King, even probably. I mean, I would, that'd be great. I would love to connect it all in some type of way, but I mean, I don't think that'll happen right now anyway. So, or at least I'm not worried about it. Let's say like that. Like at the moment, I'm not worried about connecting everything. What I'm worried about is just creating something that, is universally fun and accepted by, everybody that wants to read it. So yeah. Have you heard that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom now? I have heard of that, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's because it's like a different universe, right? Like, I mean, it's not the same universe anymore. Like, I don't know. Like that might be me just thinking what I'm saying is true or not. Like I have no idea, but I did hear that, and I think that that's pretty interesting. Those checks, man. I mean, you need money. Robert Downey Jr. is very popular, so especially in Marvel. I mean, he was the reason why it became as big as it is. So, or he's one of the reasons, maybe not the main reason, but. All right, so I am going to show you guys what it looks like in my Instagram real quick. And then I'm going to say goodbye to that. And then I'm going to finish coloring everything on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are on Instagram and you'd like to see what it looks like inside of YouTube, definitely check it out. If you want to see the end result anyway. But this is what it looks like. Hold on. All right, this is Titan King Volume 3. I'm redrawing this cover right here. So definitely, if you want to see me color it, definitely go to my YouTube. I got the link inside of my last story. And yeah, just say hey once you get there and we can continue talking. So, deuces. All right, so I'm now... I'm going to do this caption or also delete. Titan King Volume 3 Redraw. Volume 3 cover redraw. Look at my latest YouTube live video. All right. I'll probably redraw that or retype that up later, but anyway, yeah, gonna be coming to a close soon, so if you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask. I'm gonna make this big and take this, put that right here. If you had a run with Marvel, I think Spider-Man would be for you. Your art style reminds me of the Ultimate Spider-Man game on PS2, and seeing that in a comic would be awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, I would love that. I think that'd be great. Spider-Man has always been a huge, inspiration, huge influence. I've always loved, the entire concept of, Spider-Man. I think it would be great to actually do that. However, I'm, kind of just, going along. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm just happy that I can, still draw inside of this industry. This was a dream of mine growing up. And to actually have, not necessarily completed it. I'm still trying to get that anime. But no, to get to this point, I mean, it's pretty awesome. There's a lot of things that Saturday AM is actually currently doing that I can't talk about yet because, nothing's been announced. But, I'm really looking forward to everything that we have coming soon. And, we're just getting closer and closer to my full dream coming true. And I'm just kind of, trying to enjoy the ride and, just, play my part, do everything I can to, make everything work out. So, okay, is that the same? That's not the same color. It's more blue. Okay, so I need to add blue sheen onto this. Okay, no, make this normal. Is that better? Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to go over, this is the time. I'm going to be getting off after I'm done coloring this. Hold on. All right. I have ideas for characters that I would love to be in a comic or manga. Yeah, man. Trust me, I get it. I think there are a lot of people in that same boat. My advice would be to write them up. Character designs, like, even if you can't draw it, like write up what the character is supposed to look like. Maybe get some pictures of like who they, could be. Obviously now with AI, you could definitely still have that comic come out as long as you know how to, explain what you want to happen on each page. I think in the future it'll get to that point where people could just use AI to draw their own comic, and like all it really takes is one mega hit comic to be drawn like that for AI to essentially take over in that regard. And like I totally understand the hesitancy with that. Like obviously, like I don't want my job to be taken by AI, but it's not going to in that regard. Like I mean, there's always going to be like a certain type of authenticity that people are gonna want. And yes, AI is going to help out with a lot of different things. I think like let's say if I started using AI, like I would use it on my backgrounds because I understand my limitations. Like I'm not that good at drawing backgrounds. Like now I know how to draw backgrounds. I think that I could draw something that looks relatively good, but ultimately I think I mean, AI will definitely be used in that regard, for a lot of different people in the future. And if I ever get to a point where I can use AI for my backgrounds, I mean, I probably will. Like, I mean, I think that would be a very smart move on my part. I mean, granted, it would have to look like my style. So, like, that's my point. If I can use AI and say, hey, draw like me, but draw this background, like, I mean, I think that would be, that would exponentially like have all of my comics. I could draw them so much quicker. So many more things would be done. Like it, oh man, it would be insane. So I have ideas for characters. Okay, I was just about to ask how I could get my characters out there. Yeah, man, AI is definitely a way to do it. Other than that, I would say, write them out. Figure out exactly who you would like to draw it, and then message them and say, hey, I have a proposition for you. Obviously you're gonna have to pay some money, unless they're a friend of yours and they'll do it for free, or some pizza or something. Like I mean, I know Fred, the CEO of Saturday AM, he's talked about this a bunch of times in the 80s. Like that's how you got somebody else to draw your comic. Like you'd be like, hey man, I'll give you some pizza. And then like, cause after that, like you have to like, obviously spend money to print it out. You have to spend money to, ship it to whoever you want to ship it to. There's a lot of different things that go into, like getting that comic out there. And like he had like this entire spiel where he was talking about, like how like in today's day and age, like we have it so much easier because we could just go to webtoons and like upload a comic without any barrier of entry. You can just upload it, and if somebody likes it, then eventually you theoretically could get to the point where it's popular enough to where you can have like your own TV show. Like I mean, there's, or at least a book deal, or something. Like there's, the possibilities are endless nowadays. Like it's insane. And now with AI, like I mean, it's crazy that you could definitely have you know a lot of different opportunities afforded to you simply because of that. Like I mean, so I wouldn't discount it. Like it's something to definitely look at, something definitely to think about. If you want it to happen and not pay somebody at least. So, what's up from the land of the surreal? What's going on, man? Hello. I'm glad that you came. I haven't talked to you in a while. This is Zurreal the Surreal. He is somebody that's currently in my mentorship program. Zurreal, thank you very much for being a part of that. It's great to look at your comics. I'm seeing some of your progress. I actually had a few other people like man. I had like 7 or 8 people last year, and I would have to, look at my notes to, get all their names correct. But they're all very, very cool, very awesome people. Like I saw a lot of their growth from the beginning all the way to the end. I unfortunately had to end it myself because of, I was moving and, a lot of different time restraints. My wife and I, we were about to have a baby. That obviously took a lot. No, it still takes a lot. So like, there's definitely a lot of constraints when it comes to all that. But all in all, it's great to have that mentorship program, and I'm really glad that people like Zuriel are in it. So if you guys find that interesting, or if you want to be a part of it as well, definitely check out the link below. Currently I think I still have like 11 spots left for $50. After those spots, I'll probably up the price. So definitely hop on it if you would like to pick my brain a little bit more. But yeah, what's going on, man? AI and electronic music is good, but I can't beat seeing a band live. Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. Indefinite. That's what I mean. People are always gonna want that authentic, feel. Like it's never gonna like take over entirely. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think that I could definitely be very pessimistic about stuff like that, but I tend to try to look on the bright side, and I think that if you learn how to use it, you can help you out essentially. I'm not trying to look at it like this is going to replace me, because I don't think it will entirely. I think that it will definitely replace a lot of different types of jobs, but I mean, I do think that if you learn how to use it, it could just like enhance your standing with those particular types of jobs. So yeah, but again, I'd also like to just say all of this with a grain of salt. Like I'm still learning more about AI. It's not the one thing that I always have on my mind, but it is definitely something I've been thinking about more and more, because I think that if I can use it to my advantage, then I mean, why not? I was talking to my dad, and he was telling me that some people were making like programs with AI, and I'm like, that's amazing. Like, I mean, like that's, if I could make a program. Like, he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, you should make like a program, like a drawing program." Like, I mean, if I could do that, that would be awesome. So, like, if I get to that point, I'll definitely let everybody know. It would probably be like some type of tutorial or drawing program in that regard. So maybe in the future, like I would love to have something like that out. But at the moment, like nothing like that is happening. So I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, AI is pretty impressive. So definitely don't discount it. Is all I'm trying to say. I think that if you can use it to your advantage, that would be the best option at the moment, in my opinion. And if you know how to use it and describe your characters, then you can create your own characters for your own comic book in the future. So just heads up. Hey, how we doing? Yo, what's going on, man? Ditto. Hello. You and Fred are my friends. All about. Well, thank you, Parallel Universe. I appreciate that. You're a really cool dude too, man. I appreciate that. Indefinite. I heard Robert Kirkman use lies and manipulation to get his artist to draw Invincible. I heard that. Oh man, hold on. So. One story that I heard about Robert Kirkman, I'm not sure if this is true, but like it made sense based off of everything I know about the industry. But basically, when he first got with Image, when he was pitching The Walking Dead, they did not want him to do The Walking Dead. They told him like, this is just a zombie comic, like that's boring. And like he was like, no. There's a few more issues that need to come out, but eventually there's gonna be aliens or something like that come down. And like they were like, oh really, aliens as well? Okay, well we'll give a shot to this. And then a few more issues came out, and they didn't see any aliens, but like The Walking Dead was like a major hit, and they're like, when are the aliens coming? And he was like, oh no, I just said that so that way I could, you guys could let me do this. So like that's one of the stories I heard when it comes to The Walking Dead or Robert Kirkman. Another really cool story I heard that I really want to try this out actually with another story maybe in the future. But basically, what he did to always make it a surprise for whoever was going to be dying in that issue, he would always like put their names in a hat, and he would pick out their names, and whoever he picked out would die that issue. And I thought that was just awesome, mainly because like you're surprised. Like, how do you make this work out? Like, how do you draw a character that maybe you liked just die? Like, maybe it's the main character. You don't even know. Like, I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting. It's a great way of keeping things more of a surprise for not only you, but also, especially the reader. So, like, I thought that was really awesome. But that's another story I heard about Robert Kirkman. Again, I'm not sure if any of those are true, but, it sounded pretty interesting. So, yeah, it's definitely stayed in my head for a long time. Congrats on the baby, by the way. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Jackson is a blessing. He is, adorable. Like he's already kind of funny. He has like these little chuckles. He's definitely, coming into his own. He's only 4 months old now. So like, I think he's about to be 5 months on the 6th of next month. So like he's still very young, obviously, but like I'm very glad and grateful to have him. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. As long as we don't end up with the Skynet, I'm okay with AI. Yes, 1000%. Look, when it comes to AI, I'm definitely cautious in the sense that like there's been several different movies that have predicted so many horrible outcomes when it comes to AI. There's iRobot, Skynet, Terminator. There's what else? Books even. Like the Orwellian 1984. There you go. What else? There's a lot of things that definitely cause. They're cause for alarm. It's something to say, hey, look, maybe I should, pump the brakes. Maybe I shouldn't, do anything like this. And that's another reason as to why I want to learn more about it. Because I feel like if I learn as much as I can right now, like if at nothing else, I'll hopefully have some type of, like, not necessarily to combat it, but like some understanding as to like what to do to, manipulate it to my advantage. Like not to, take over the world or anything like that, but I mean, just to do something to say, hey, look, this is, and, even if like, let's say like they were going to take over like AI, like, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the gibberish speak, which is terrifying. But like if you have two AIs like right next to Eagle Eye, that's another one. If you have two AIs talking to each other, they'll basically go off into another language, which is terrifying. But I mean, again, at the same time, one, I subscribe to Christianity. I believe in Jesus. I don't think that, even if I do die, I know I'm good. Like, I don't want to necessarily die, obviously, but, I'm not like afraid of it. If anything, I'm more of, I don't want it to happen mainly because I have a son now and I'm, married, obviously, but at the same time, I'm also like, if it's my time, it's my time. So, and we'll see what happens. I'm not really going to worry about it, but, because everybody dies. So, I mean, the only person that, historically came back to life was Jesus. So, I mean, and like everything that he said, either he's a 100% nut or he's exactly who he claims to be, which is God in human form, claiming to reveal, how God, the Father is in real life. So, like, this is a longer conversation and I can talk about that later and go on and on about that. But all in all, I'm not worried in the sense of like if I do die or if they do take over, then you know it doesn't really bother me in that regard. However, I don't want to be dumbfounded or taken by like a blind sight or anything like that. So like I'm definitely trying to um, familiarize myself, I would say, with what it is, and if I can use it to my advantage, like I definitely will. I think that there's a lot of people that are already doing that, and they're making a lot of money. And again, I have family. I have ambitions. I have a lot of things that are currently in my head right now. So like again, if I can use it, I will, and that's kind of like how I just think of it at this moment. So yeah. Um. Thanks, bro. Oh yeah, man. No problem. Logan Bruce, you're awesome, man. No problem at all. That's the Parallel Universe. Dude's really cool. Definitely go check out his channel. He has a few interviews. I think there might be 2 of my interviews with him, but he has some other interviews with some other people on there as well. So definitely check that out. Show some support. Check out the Parallel Universe. I agree. AI isn't instantly bad. I saw a restaurant in Japan ran by disabled staff who work from home. They use AI mechanical engineering for robots that the staff can control from home. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I agree. I think that AI, definitely has its place. This is, we're in the future. This is, it's crazy to believe that, we actually have something like that. But I mean, that's pretty awesome that something like that actually is possible. So yeah, I think that AI is definitely going to open up a lot of doors for a lot of people. It's just, I guess, how you use it. So it's not to say that there's people that aren't going to do nefarious things with it, because like every tool on the planet, you can do anything nefarious with anything. Case in point, the internet. There's several things that people can do with the internet that they've already done with the internet. So like it's a tool. You gotta just learn how to use it. And again, I wish I would have known more about the internet in general back before Amazon became a thing, or before Google. I remember my mom, when I was 7 years old, came up to me and said, "Hey, there's this thing called Google," and she didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I don't know, 4 or 7. I was really young. I know that. And she was like, "Do you want to invest in this?" And like I was like, "No," but I didn't know anything about world money or anything like that. Had we invested, oh my god, it would have been insane. So, whatever. Anyway, that's just a rant. I'm just going on a rant right now. I don't like the way this brain looks. I need to change that. All right, what was the next thing? Amen. Yeah, man. I definitely, again, I could go on and on about this, and I'll talk about probably all that later in the future, I guess. But yeah, if you guys don't know who Jesus Christ is, I definitely think you should check him out, if nothing else. I actually came up with a book called Life Agent. That is, you can download for free. It's on my Gumroad. I actually have it as a small comic in the back of my giant compendium, comic book tips and tricks. But anyway, all that to say is, like, inside of that entire book, I have inside of Life Agent, there is how can I say this? I have another series in my head called Life Agent, and I'm actually working on like 5 chapters of it right now, very slowly, because I'm working on everything right now. But that's essentially like my like preaching of the gospel. Essentially, I'm like the first chapter talks about the law, which basically says if you've broken any part of the law, you're guilty of everything. So like if you've lied once, or if you've lusted after a woman or man, or if you've done anything in that regard, like you've broken the entire law. And then what the gospel is basically saying, hey, since everybody broke the law, we all technically deserve to go to hell, but Jesus Christ came and he died for everybody and said, hey, it's finished. And what that basically is him saying, hey, I know that you can't pay the fine for, the wages of sin or death. So like, I forgot exactly what scripture that was, but in short, because you've sinned, like essentially, you're like your wages are you have to die. So like if I had to like put this into a legal term, essentially if you were about to go to jail and your fine was like $10,000, you'd have to pay those $10,000. That's your wages to get out of jail. But we can't all pay the death penalty, whereas Jesus did. So that's why he said it was finished. And, he paid that for you so that way you could live. So all you have to do is just believe that he did that. And, by doing that, obviously, your entire lifestyle changes and everything else. But again, I can go on and on about this. Maybe I will in the future, but yeah, amen. Amen to that. I won't make it against robots, but if we get hit with zombies, I'm good, but specifically the slow ones. I would hate that. Oh my gosh, man, that would be terrifying. If I saw absolutely horrible, like that'd be terrifying. I would not like that at all. So, thanks for the love, my friend. Yeah, man. The guy you're drawing kind of looks like JoJo's character. I think it's the hair. Yeah, man, I agree. I was thinking that as well, and I don't know which character. I'm trying to place him. Definitely the is it not Dio? Like Dio had, I mean, his hair was kind of long, but like I don't know, he had a mullet at one point, so like his hair obviously changed a bunch of times. But I do agree, like he does kind of look like a JoJo's character. I didn't create him though. This is Titan King. Definitely go check that out if you guys are wanting to, read some other Saturday AM awesomeness. Hold on, let me do this now. If AI does take over like Skynet, I don't believe it will. I'm going to join the resistance. I think the scriptures is in Romans. Yes, it is in Romans. I know that. But yeah, joining the resistance. You know what? I agree. I do think that, joining the resistance would be, definitely something that should be a thing. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't try to do that, but at the same time, I also know my own athletic ability. I'm not that athletic. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been wanting to, work out a lot more recently. Obviously because, I have a son now. I want him to get into the habit of working out because I never got into that habit. So like, if I can like instill that into his brain, then, he'd be a lot better off than I am right now. Because now I have to force myself to try to do all these things. So like, I would love to get to a point where I'm, like kind of like instilling that into him. So I think that'd be really cool. So that's one reason why I want to work out. Another reason is because I just want to, feel more fit. Like I'm not like really unhealthy or anything, but like I definitely, feel it sometimes. Like, that might just be age, but at the same time, like I want to get to that point where, I feel like a lot more healthy. And, that's definitely something that I've been thinking about more and more. The only thing is that it just sucks because, like, I don't have, like, time, per se, to, like, go out there and, like, actually do something and, work out and do all this other stuff. So, like, that's the hurdle, the wall that I got to get over myself. So I will be getting over it at some point, and then I'll come back on the stream and be like, hey guys, look at my muscles. Look how strange I am. I got all these muscles. So like maybe one day I'll do that. So I gotta head out and get back to work, but God bless you and your family. Keep it at it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Indefinite, it says message redacted. I'm way out of shape, so I wouldn't last too long. But hey, man, I get it. Trust me. If there ever is a resistance, in that regard, anyway, I think that it would be very interesting to see how it turns out. So, all right, guys, I'm almost done with this image. Obviously, it's very, very sketchy. Nothing is, as defined as some of my other images. But that's the point of this particular image. I, drew a clock striker image like this, as well as also a Apple Black image like this. I kind of like just redrew their covers in a very sketchy, very quick type of way. And I always thought it was really fun. So that's the reason why I'm doing it for Titan King right now. Again, Titan King just came out. You guys can definitely check it out on our website. You can purchase Volume 3, or you can go to Amazon. You can go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. Definitely, just show some support for Tony Dawkins, because like he deserves it. It's a really cool, upstanding dude. Really, really awesome. So I'm gonna color over that real quick. But yes, so this is the reason why it's very sketchy like this. It's my sketchy, stylistic, redrawing style. In the future, I would like to get to a point where I do some lives, and during my lives, I'll draw like a poster of like Stud doing something awesome. Like I have a lot of random ideas in my head in regards to that. So maybe I'll, make that happen, sooner rather than later. But right now, it's just, I kind of want to just be live and, talk for 2 hours. Oh man, it's already 6:13. All right, so we're going to be coming to a close soon. Again, if you guys have any questions, please put it in the comments below. I'm going to finish up Eli Santos right here. And, maybe add some shadows and stuff. And then I'll be calling it quits for the day. Add some lighting. How do I do that? Looks awesome, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I think the last chapter that was in Saturday AM of Titan King, I think that one is a part of Volume 3, if not mistaken. But I'm not sure, actually, because I don't have Volume 3. So, hopefully I get it sooner rather than later. I think that'd be cool. However, one thing that I do have, which we're going to be promoting a lot more in the future, hasn't come out yet. We haven't, said anything about it. But I just got a copy of Saturday Wars, and let me tell you, it is awesome. I'll probably show that later on. Not in this stream, maybe in another one in the future. But like that one was a really cool, package to get. No. Yeah, so I'm adding some highlights right there. All right, so now I gotta draw or color Eli Santos. How do you know where to add shadows and lighting? Oh snap. How do I know where to add shadows and lighting? That's a good question. As of right now, I'm kind of just winging it. However, what you can do to make sure that you have good lighting and good shadows and stuff is to figure out exactly where your light source is. Once you know where your light source is, it's a lot easier to determine where the shadows are going to be and where the lighting is and all of the other stuff. As of right now, like I said, I'm kind of just winging it. So like I have a general light source in my head. However, not only am I just winging it, but I'm also looking at the image that Tony drew for Volume 3, and I'm kind of just like doing that, but in a sketchy way. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so it's not me doing everything, but yeah. Van Kill, yo Jay, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, man. I am doing pretty well. I'm tired. I'm kind of hungry. So that's another reason why I'm gonna be ending the stream soon. But I am doing well. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if you knew, but my wife and I just had a baby, and he is adorable. I think I have one picture of him somewhere. I think my wife has a picture of him on her Instagram right now. I haven't really posted him, which I'm not necessarily opposed to posting him online, but I kind of want to just delay it for as long as I can. So I don't know why though. I mean, maybe it's because I just wanted him to have privacy. He's just a baby right now, so maybe that's why. But I think another reason is I also want privacy. But no, but I have a few images. Definitely at least one image where it's just me and him. I'm holding him inside of a Barnes and Noble. It was during one of my signings, so that was really cool. Yo, what's going on, Raymond? Hello. Raymond Brown, everybody. This dude is awesome. Another great addition to the Saturday AM brand. He's actually the co-founder, right, with Frederick L. Jones. Very cool dude. He is the creator of Bully Eater, which gets an awesome scene inside of Saturday Wars. So definitely, check out that whenever it comes out. He's definitely underrated. I'll say that. Raymond Brown is a really cool dude. So what's going on, man? I hope everything's working out for you. Hope you had a good day at work today. I go to work only on the weekends, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So sometimes it comes in handy. And then I can draw, on my on the weekdays. I would like this to become a full-time job where I'm just on YouTube talking to myself inside of my room, and then I get paid to do that. I think that'd be great. But I mean, hasn't happened yet. So if you guys like this, please put a like in the like this video, so that way more people can discover the rants of Jay Odin. And also, hopefully, this will get pushed out to more people. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, I'm almost done, everybody. Again, this is just the sketchy version of Volume 3 of Titan King. Definitely, if you guys want to check out this book, definitely grab a copy. It came out recently. It is on Amazon, Books A Million. You can go to our website. I actually have the link in my description box below. Not only that, but also we have a link to the Saturday AM Saturday Wars collectible card game. I talked about this in the very beginning of the video, so you guys can check that out by rewinding or checking it out later on. But if you guys want to participate in March Hard Madness, that is another thing that I talked about earlier. We are being sponsored actually by the Saturday AM card game, and they are going to be giving the winner $500 gift card from Amazon. So definitely check that out if it interests you in any way. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. Like I said, I'm going to be wrapping up here soon. So if you guys have any other questions or anything else, please put it in the comments down below. And oh man, no. And I'm going to try to do another live next Wednesday, probably around the same time. If not the same time, then I'll probably post it some. I'll hopefully I can post this a little bit earlier next time, and I'll say, hey guys, I'm going to be going live, so keep an eye out for that. I did not do that this time, and I should have, because I probably would have had a little bit more of a watch like group. But I appreciate everybody that's watched this so far. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate that. Hold on. What's good, man? It's Jessie. Trying to think. My wife's name is Jessie, but she spells it differently, so I don't think that's her. I'm sorry, man. I'm blanking. I apologize. Definitely, let me know where I know you from. Yeah, I'm hoping the parallel universe becomes my full-time job. Yeah, man. I understand that. It's definitely a grind either way. But that's another reason why I am trying to get into AI a little bit more. Because I feel like if I can learn AI, then, maybe it can help me create more videos. Maybe it can help me market some of my products. Maybe it can help me do a lot of things that, what I'm doing right now is clearly, working to some extent, but it's not, at its highest level. And that's, kind of where I'm coming from. Like, I feel like there's other stuff that I could do. So, like, that's, again, another reason as to why I, am trying to look into it a little bit more. All right, guys, this is coming out okay. I'm almost done. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything else that you want to ask me about, obviously you can feel free to come back next week. But if you, want to just ask me right now, you can. Or you can, try to come back, message me on, Instagram or something. I might get a chance to do that. Oh, yeah. Yo, what's up, man? Sun Studios. Yo, hello. That is some foreshadowing for other people. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. What's going on? I'm, my wife's name, like I said, is named Jessie. So, like, she throws me off every time I hear that. I'm like, ooh, Jessie. But, that was a weird joke. I'm sorry. Anyway, again, I'm almost done. This is, coming out okay. I really like, and this was, fun to draw. I like that, I'm almost completely finished. I'm trying to think, is there anything? Oh, I could do that. Okay. I'm going to add some shadows now. You guys ready for this? All right. All right, so to add shadows, you make the one layer, you multiply it, and then you have another layer right under it, and you lower that opacity. And then boom. Boom chakalaka. At some point, I would like to draw a another ebook where I kind of talk about the basics of Clip Studio Paint, and I kind of go over just everything that I use it for. I would like to do that. I think that'd be really a really helpful book for people out there that don't know where to begin or know how to use it. So maybe one day, hopefully soon, if I get a chance to do that, that'd be great. All right. All right, guys. I'm almost done. I might add a little bit of highlights after this as well. And after I'm done with this, probably later on tonight, I'm going to post this on my Instagram, this image, and I'll have a link to this video. So if you guys want to rewatch this video, you can, obviously. Or you can, just mark it in your calendar and say, hey, I want to ask them this question next week. And then, come by next week. and then I will answer that question. You know what's weird? Even though like you guys are asking questions in the chat box and stuff, I've been in a room for the last 2 hours talking to myself, or at least not to myself, but like just kind of like just talking, just just talking, cracking myself up. I always found that to be kind of funny. So. All right. You know, a movie I saw recently? I saw, is the Titan King like One Piece? Oh, Titan King is not like One Piece. If you're asking like, how he wants to be the Pirate King, like, is it the same for Titan King? No, it's not like that. It's a gigantic tournament, and everybody has their own monster Titan that fights with them. There's a rider, which in this case would be Rex, not Rex. In this case, it would be Eli Santos, and then the Titan in this case would be Rex Leo. And they have to fight other intergalactic aliens that have their own Titans and stuff. So it's a really fun, very cool, kid friendly, story. I do think that in the future, this is going to produce so many toys. It's not even gonna be funny. Like, I mean, it's a great idea to create a story in this regard because you can have so many toys being created from this. And again, something to keep in mind when it comes to content. Like, if you can make toys out of it, like you're doing something right. Like, I mean, that's like one of the reasons as to why a lot of the Cartoon Network shows were what they were. Like, I mean, for instance, if you think about do you think about what's it called? The Symbiotic Titan. That was an awesome show created by Gennady Tartakovsky, the creator of Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, and a bunch of other cartoons. And they ended that show, even though that show was amazing. I love that show. That show was so good. And they ended it because he didn't want to do toys. So, I mean, toys are a huge part of like the sales that you can get, and like that, like kind of like fund the TV show. Now, I'm not saying that it's the only thing, but it definitely helps whenever you can have toys for your series, because I mean, again, like it's very expensive to have any type of like TV show. Like it's very expensive. Like it's really expensive. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you ever come up with a story that can produce toys, like it's that's you're on the right track. So. But yeah, Titan King, I think in the future is going to have a lot of different toys in the future. Yes, 100%. That was kind of a rant, so my apologies. What was I going to say? I was going to say something before I went on that rant. What was I going to say? Oh, okay, yeah. Recently, I just watched Sonic, the movie, number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is on Netflix right now. Number 3 is on Prime, Amazon Prime. And I was watching them with my son. He's only 4 months, and obviously he doesn't comprehend what's going on. But I was like, you know what? This is a kid-friendly movie, right? You might not understand anything that's going on, but it's still pretty cool. So I watched that with him. It was very cool, very nostalgic. They did a really good job. And like, what's funny is like, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but like when they first showed the screenshots of Sonic, there was a huge backlash because they tried to make him look like kind of like an actual hedgehog as opposed to a cartoon, and like he looked terrifying. And like I'm trying to think about like what if he actually looked like that throughout the entirety of number 2 and number 3. Like, I mean, how horrible, how nightmarish would it actually be? So, like, I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting, pretty fun to, kind of think about, but whatever. All right, guys, I'm almost done. I'm just adding some shine, some sheen. Add some to the hair. I know my wife is hungry. She's like, why aren't you done yet? She didn't say that, but I know she's thinking it. Because I'm thinking it. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I want to eat. All right. All right, I got one more thing. One more thing. Actually, I'll do it like that. Add some shadows to the brain. And the bubbles. And whatever's in here. And I gotta add some. No. Right here. All right. Nah, it doesn't look good. What does he have right there? He has something. Yeah, it works. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm done. I think this came out pretty good. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Please like this video if you did like it. This is very sketchy, very cool, but, this is, the comparison. Volume 3 of Titan King is currently out, and this was my redrawing of it. I had a blast drawing this and, talking to you guys. I know I've ran on a lot of rants. Hopefully I answered your questions, any questions that you might have had. Man, this camera's been jacked up the entire time. I gotta figure out something for that. But anyway, thank you again for, stopping by and, definitely hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you guys are interested in March Art Madness, definitely check that out. Same thing with the card game. If you guys want to buy Titan King Volume 3, there are links in the description below. If you guys would like to learn more about, comic books from me, then I have the ebook. It's a giant compendium. It's an ebook, but it's like 200-something pages. It has all of my other ebooks basically combined into one with a few extra things in there. It's $10, which is a lot cheaper than buying all of the ebooks combined. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And yeah, I think that's it. So I appreciate, again, you guys coming by. Please put a like for this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I really would appreciate that as well. But thanks again. I will see you next week. Deuces. If you haven't already subscribed, I really appreciate that as well. But thanks again. I will see you next week. Oh, am I still live? Oh, no. Stop streaming.